Good afternoon, students. How are you? Today, our topic is dedicated to the process of teaching foreign languages for the students at different age, supplementing a variety of actions with visual, realia, and movement are very important for giving the class for the young students. Young students tend the short attention for span, but a lot of physical energy. And therefore, some scholars, as Scott Ehrenberg, came to the conclusion that the young learners understand the world through their hands, ears, and eyes. And it means they can't imagine, so they can't imagine the abstract objects, and therefore we relevant them to visual and kinesthetic learners because they want to feel everything in reality. Especially before the starting the class, the teacher should thoroughly think about his lesson plan and about the time management of his class. You see, in order to give the classes for the young students, it's necessary to use different kind of colorful pictures, as for the pictures of animals, pictures of fruits, uh, for example, fruits with cutting them, because the students should cut them. They prefer the cutting pictures with their own words. For example, besides of pictures, we should use different kind of calendars, uh, puppets, toys, etc., which are necessary to use in the class. You see, in order to present some story, before starting the story, for example, which are known for the students, the teacher will ask them to draw the pictures of these characters, but there are some students who are not able to draw the picture. At the time, he will ask the student to copy out it, look at this picture, please, and paint the characters of this story. And the story in some way should deal with the native one, because the story should be known for them. They will entertain them, and with very great willing process, they will take part in it. And after it, the teacher asks them to cut it. Then you see, we shouldn't forget about, for example, pantomimes, body language, facial expressions also is very important for giving the class for these types of students. You see, at the same time, you know that there are three components in teaching and learning process, as the teacher's professional skill, the student and his inspiration, and the subject which the learner should inquire. They are very closely connected with each other. You see, then besides of it, all the activities should be should be connected with each other. But we should mention about the time management of giving for the young students and the older one. As for the young students of 6th and 7th age, so the activity shouldn't last more than 5 or 10 minutes, because they can't concentrate the thoughts for a long time. And therefore, as for the older one, as for the 8 and 10 year students, you see, you will give activity process for 10 or 15 minutes. But besides of it, for example, as for the older one, all the English teachers prefer to speak only in English. But for the younger one, you saw that you have got different level knowledge students, and some of them they can catch the meaning of some words of some, for example, process of in English. At that time, the teacher asks them to use L1. They do it willingly and will easily take part in the process if you give them opportunity to express the ideas in L1 in their native language. You see, but all the processes which are given by the teacher should be related to each other, and it should be deal with reality. You see, by this way you can kick a goal in developing the skills of speaking in your students. The next process is, you know that there are three types of activities which are necessary to use in the class, such as critical thinking, brainstorming activity, critical thinking activity, and debates. All of them are very important in presentation. But at any rate, you should pay attention. Firstly, you should pay attention to the needs of the students, and at the same time, you should give the new for them. They will always expect some new from the teacher, and easily and every time you should keep the eye contact. Eye contact is very important for us, and at the same time flexibility of different types of, for example, activities. For example, if you give some picture presentation, yeah, for example, after picture presentation, you will give concentrate, you will ask them to pay attention to video presentation, yeah. All the activity should be flexible, and you should keep in mind the time management of this process. The next one is, you know that, all the activities should be contact with the teacher which deal with reality. And the teacher should have what collaboration with other English teachers, and at the same time with other subjects, other subjects. For example, in order to learn the psychological process of the learners, it will be so effective, first of all, for the teacher. You know that observation is very important. It will be exchange of knowledge of giving the class for the students. Exchange knowledge is very important for us. In some way, he will give some new for another teacher, and at the same time, he will take some new from that one. The next process is, you know that class consists of three parts: presentation, practice, and production. Presentation part, the teacher should give the theory, and the next one, 10 minutes theory, but the next one is practice. Practice should be under the control of the teacher. The teacher should control them and give them time in order to practice with different kind of activities. It may be puzzles, it may be different kind of activities. And the third one is production. In production stage, the teacher should give some instructions, but these instructions will not be under the control of teacher. Every student will present his ideas in front of his student without any fear, without any scare. It will be another effective way in order to teach the students for individually presenting their ideas, their opinion. The next one is, besides of it, the teacher should use different kind of sources which are necessary for the student. Sources also are very important. It means the textbook which are reliable for giving the classes. The next one is, if the teacher in the process of giving the classes, uh, we should pay attention to vocabulary. Vocabulary is also important for us. First of all, it will be in written form. The students will see it, then will pronounce it, then he will read it, and then he will write it. Vocabulary, presenting vocabulary for giving the new topic is very important for the teacher and for the students. Then, you see, all the processes are very closely connected with, should be connected with each other. And then, I guess, if the teacher will try his best in all processes, for example, it will be great position for giving the class for the students. Then I want you to remind about the process of giving the class. Especially the teacher should be experienced in his knowledge. He should be knowledgeable, yeah, flexible, and at the same time he should be controller. He should be observer. He should be instructor. Every time he should keep an eye on his students. So the next time, I guess next time you should be ready for the topic of giving the classes for the learners of a different age. You will be ready for all the processes which are given in your textbooks. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.